Hi, this is Stephanie Ferrero. I'm one of the co-coordinators of the Tioga ASAP Coalition. And with me today for our little chat is Rachael Klug. She is our parent sector rep for the coalition. So good morning, Rachael.
Good morning, Stephanie.
So I just
How
wanted to
are
ask
you
you,
today?
what was that? I'm sorry.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. Our computers are a little lagged, so we might have a little bit of that today. So I apologize if that happens, but it's okay. I'm good.
Okay.
So I have a couple questions for you and just want to get your honest answer about what is the new normal looking for you with everything that's been going on these last month or so.
Well, as a parent myself and as a parent rep for this sector, I know the importance of staying connected, of not feeling isolated, and of having a good support network to turn to and lean on. And during this time of social distancing and staying home, it's never more important now to maintain that feeling of being connected and supported as parents. I know on a personal level, what that kind of looks like now is, sharing more phone calls and more texts with family, trying to stay connected that way. As a parent rep, the support kind of picks up more of a tone of kind of like encouragement, like a little cheerleader for families, whether that's just a text in the morning, hey, how your day is going well, if there's anything you need, let me know, or, you got this, whatever, little things like that. It can all feel pretty overwhelming right now to do even the simplest of things, I've noticed. So that those little loving acts of support as a parent rep for the coalition make a big deal. And as a friend and a parent myself, it makes a big deal to me, and it makes a big deal to other families. I've heard things like, and done myself, examples like just sending a birthday card to somebody's child who's having a birthday during this quarantine, little things like that, or, gathering up lists of resources for, where are there food giveaways or those dairy giveaways they've been doing, or, the new process of applying for financial help, and right now we're carrying so much as parents and as community members, that sometimes the simplest of things, like just gathering resources into one spot and knowing where to start, sometimes that can be a little overwhelming. So having that extra support and help from people, even though we're not together physically, is a big deal, I believe. So, and the new way of support looks a lot like that, taking
No,
those
those
little
are
extra
great.
steps.
Those are great examples. That's awesome. And yeah, and I think I definitely agree with the little things make a big difference, especially now. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
are you taking care of yourself? Like you mentioned, this is kind of a stressful time. So what kind of things are you doing for yourself?
So, I got to go back to a lot of the things I picked up, as a woman in recovery, as a single working mother. I know the value of maintaining a balance between all of those things. Uh, However, a great deal of balance comes from diversity in each of those roles on a normal basis, being able to go to work and differentiate work from home, or for kids, school from home. Those things matter right now, and it's a little difficult to do. So I think um, for me, it's about changing perspective on what does that diversity look like now? Does that look like going for a ride to the grocery store and listening to my favorite music, or taking the dog for a walk for a change of scenery, or doing something outside as it relates to homeschooling for Javon, which, by the way, I am not doing great. As a professional tutor, I want to call a professional tutor to do my kid. This is crazy. I mean, so yeah, it just looks like kind of doing it a little different. Like, for recovery, as a woman in recovery, one of the most important things was, being able to go to meetings and being around other people who are supportive in that process. So, some of the things now are just a matter of taking some of the foundational things we learned from that, one day at a time, taking a moment to find the little things that I'm grateful for when I'm feeling, overwhelmed and stressed. And I think the biggest is saying, hey, it's okay that I feel overwhelmed. It's okay that I feel angry. It's okay that I feel frustrated. It's okay that I don't know. It's okay to feel them. It's necessary to process them, but it's not okay to stay stuck in them. So for me, it's just giving myself a break, saying it's okay, understanding that I'm human and I'm learning and this is new and I'm trying to navigate.
That's awesome.
So
Thank you
that's,
so much for sharing all that. And I can pretty much guarantee you're not the only one with some of those feelings. So thank you for being brave and sharing that with everybody.
thank you.
You're welcome. So you mentioned meetings. I know when everything kind of first started closing down, there were some resources shared about meetings. Are there still online meetings that people can go to, or is it just more that you're focusing on the things that you mentioned for yourself?
No, there are online meetings. Yep, there are Zoom
Okay.
meetings. So the same meeting schedule, every community is great, but this community in particular has always been fabulous with meetings, not only as in having a plentiful amount, but as in always having them available no matter what. So weather, whatever, in this time when we can't meet, all meetings that are normally scheduled, I believe most of all of them are also now are done on Zoom in the same day and time as the original meeting would have taken place. The interesting thing about now is that now I can actually go to a Zoom meeting in New York City or a Zoom meeting that's being conducted somewhere else. So I have more opportunity to meet people and a diverse people. Now with the Zoom meetings, I do miss going, but they do have them readily available like that. And phone calls, calling your support, calling your sponsors, calling your people, your friends in recovery,
Right.
also make a big deal.
Awesome. Thank you. So what is one thing there, it sounds like you already mentioned one of them, but what's one thing that you have found or seen that's inspiring in your community during the last month or so?
That's a fairly simple answer for me. I was looking at that question, and the good things that I see in this community during this time are the same things that I have always seen in this community living here. Good neighbors and a caring community. That's what I see, and that's what's inspiring. Whether it's my neighbor who mowed my lawn the other day. By the way, thank you, Charlie. That was great because I was the only lawn that wasn't mowed. I'm a little judged there for a minute. Or, and funny enough, when I hear those commercials with the actors and famous people saying we're in this together, and I think, yeah, I'm not in your mansion. I don't know how together we are. I don't. I kind of chuckle at it, but there's a sign. I think is that 17 or what is that going towards Tops? There's that sign, and it's a homemade one, just saying we're in this together.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
about that little sign, that little homemade sign in my little community, it seems to make me feel different. It makes me feel more connected. So that's definitely inspiring. Yeah, those are the things that make me feel like we are in this together in this community. We're all we're going to be okay. It's just hope. It gives hope, I guess.
Awesome.
So
I love it. What message would you like others to hear? I know you've already shared a couple good ones again, but what is one message you'd like people to hear?
small things go a long way right now. Like I said before, it's okay to feel the emotions you feel, or frustrated, or feel however, but those little small loving acts of kindness and support, phone calls, text messages, emails, homemade sign, those are all things that go a long way right now. I don't have to do everything perfect, but it is important to continue maintaining a perspective that that this will be okay, and that there are things that we can do, like changing, like I said, going for the walk or going to the store, listening to a song, something like that.
Nice. Great examples again. So my last question for you today is why is being part of Tioga ASAP important to you? You've been a pretty big part of it for the last few years. Why is it so important to you to keep continuing working with us?
So my answer to that kind of goes back to the part about being a woman in recovery and learning valuable lessons. One of the lessons that I learned is the power of giving and giving back. And I have learned in giving back that you actually get so much from doing that. So for me, it's just like this unmeasurable value of that. When I needed a hand to help me back up, or when I needed a shoulder to cry on when I went through some of the worst times of my life, it was community members that reached their hand down to help me up. Community members that were that shoulder I could lean on when I was trying to come back from bad situations, and it was community members that I could look in their eyes and see hope. It is those very community members that are a part of this coalition, and it is these very people that make up the coalition. And so to give back, to be a part of that now, and to be able to give back through that coalition, something that gave so much to me in so many times of need, is an honor, and it keeps me humble and it keeps me grateful. And those are the ways to get through any situation, and especially this one.
Well, beautiful answer. And Rachel, you definitely, it's been an honor to have you working with us and continue to. And I'm definitely sure that what you said today will give some other people hope. You mentioned that word a couple times. So I think what you shared today will definitely give people hope. And thank you so much for meeting me, even though we can't be together. It was still nice to see your face and have a conversation with you.
I know. It does feel good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna reiterate Rachel's word there. Keep the small things going. They do mean a lot. So again, thanks,
Right.
Rachel. Have a great day.
Yes. You too. Bye, Stephanie.
Thanks. Bye.